You're lying in bed staring at the ceiling. There's a knot in your stomach you can't explain. You replay the day in your head, every conversation, every interaction. The way you laughed a little too loud at your boss's joke. The way you agreed to take on another project when your plate was already overflowing. The way you swallowed your frustration when your friend cancelled plans last minute. Again. You wonder why you feel so drained, why you feel so unseen. You smile, you nod, you say yes when you mean no. You make yourself easy to deal with. And yet, here you are, exhausted, resentful, alone. You think the problem is that you're not doing enough, that you're not accommodating enough. But the truth is, the problem isn't that you're not doing enough, it's that you're doing too much. Being easy to deal with comes at a cost, and that cost is you. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the quiet price you pay every time you say yes when you mean no. Every time you swallow your feelings to keep the peace. Every time you make yourself smaller so others can feel bigger. You think you're being kind, you think you're being selfless. But kindness isn't kindness if it destroys you. Selflessness isn't selflessness if it erases you. And being easy to deal with isn't ease. It's a slow, steady erosion of who you are. Here's the first thing you need to understand. People-pleasing isn't about being nice. It's about being safe. It's a survival mechanism. You learned early on that love and acceptance were conditional. That to be liked, to be loved, you had to be agreeable. You had to be easy. Maybe it was a parent who only praised you when you were quiet and obedient. Maybe it was a teacher who rewarded you for compliance, not curiosity. Maybe it was a friend who only stuck around when you played the role they wanted. So you made yourself small. You made yourself quiet. You made yourself invisible. And somewhere along the way, you forgot how to take up space. You forgot how to say no. You forgot how to exist without apology. But here's the thing. The world doesn't reward you for being easy to deal with. The world rewards you for being authentic, for being bold, for being unapologetically yourself. And when you sacrifice yourself on the altar of other people's comfort, you lose more than just your time and energy. You lose your voice, your boundaries, your sense of self. And over time, that loss becomes a void, a deep, aching emptiness that no amount of external validation can fill. Let's break it down. Let's talk about the costs. First, there's the mental toll. Constantly prioritizing others' needs over your own is exhausting. It's like running a marathon with no finish line. You're always on, always anticipating, always adjusting. You walk into a room and immediately scan for moods, for tensions, for unspoken expectations. You tailor your words, your tone, your body language to fit what you think others want. And that constant state of hypervigilance, it drains you. It leaves you feeling hollow. And it's not just emotional exhaustion. It's mental exhaustion. You're so busy managing other people's expectations that you don't have the bandwidth to think about your own. You don't have the space to dream, to create, to just be. Then there's the emotional toll. When you're always accommodating, you're always suppressing your feelings, your needs, your desires. You bite your tongue when someone interrupts you. You force a smile when someone crosses a line. You tell yourself it's fine when it's not. And over time, that suppression builds up. It turns into resentment, anger, bitterness. You start to feel like a ghost in your own life, like you're watching everyone else live while you just exist. And the worst part, no one sees it. No one notices the cost you're paying because you're so good at hiding it, so good at pretending everything's fine. But inside you're drowning. And let's not forget the physical toll. Chronic stress from people-pleasing doesn't just stay in your mind. It seeps into your body. It shows up as headaches, stomach aches, fatigue. Your immune system weakens. Your sleep suffers. Your health declines. You wake up tired. You go to bed wired. Your body is a clenched fist, always braced for the next demand, the next expectation. And you wonder why you're always tired, why you're always sick. But the truth is, your body is screaming at you to stop, to slow down, to take care of yourself. But you're so used to ignoring your own needs that you don't even hear it. Now let's talk about the professional costs. Being easy to deal with at work might seem like a good thing. But it's not. It's a trap. When you're always saying yes, you're always taking on more than you can handle. You're always overcommitting. And what happens? Your productivity suffers. Your creativity suffers. Your ability to do your best work suffers. You become the go-to person for every last-minute task, every extra assignment, every quick favour. And the worst part, no one notices. No one sees the extra effort you're putting in. No one sees the sacrifices you're making. All they see is someone who's easy to deal with, someone who's always available, always agreeable. And over time, that perception sticks. You become invisible. You become replaceable. And when it's time for promotions, for raises, you're overlooked. Because being easy to deal with doesn't make you indispensable. It makes you forgettable. And then there are the relationship costs. When you're always accommodating, you're always enabling. You're teaching people how to treat you. And what you're teaching them is that your needs don't matter, that your feelings don't matter, that you don't matter. Your partner learns they can cancel plans without consequence. Your friends learn they can vent for hours without ever asking how you're doing. Your family learns they can drop by unannounced, demand your time, and you'll rearrange your life to accommodate them. And over time, that dynamic becomes toxic. You start to feel used, taken for granted, unseen. And the people who love you, they don't even realise it. Because you've trained them to expect you to always be okay, to always be available, to always be easy. And when you finally can't take it anymore, when you finally speak up, they don't understand. They don't see the years of resentment you've been carrying. They just see someone who's suddenly difficult, someone who's suddenly not easy to deal with. So, what do? How do you stop paying this cost? How do you start reclaiming yourself? It starts with boundaries, clear, firm boundaries, boundaries that say, this is where I end and you begin. Boundaries that say, my needs matter too. Setting boundaries isn't about being mean. It's about being honest. It's about respecting yourself enough to say no, to say, I can't, to say, I won't. And yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's hard. People will push back. They'll guilt you, they'll act confused, even hurt. But that's not because you're doing something wrong, it's because they're used to you doing everything for them. And that adjustment period, it's necessary. Because without boundaries, you're just a doormat. And doormats don't get to live, they just get walked on. Next, it's about self-care. Real self-care, not the Instagram kind. The kind that says, I matter. The kind that prioritizes your mental, emotional, and physical health. The kind that says, it's okay to rest, it's okay to say no, it's okay to put yourself first. Self-care isn't selfish. It's survival. It's how you fill your cup so you can pour into others without losing yourself. It's the quiet moments where you listen to your body, the walks you take alone, the books you read for joy, the meals you cook with care, the nights you say no to plans because you need to recharge. These aren't indulgences, they're necessities. And finally, it's about authenticity. Being true to yourself. Being honest about your feelings, your needs, your desires. Authenticity isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about showing up as you are, not as you think you should be. It's the courage to say, I disagree. The strength to say, this doesn't work for me. The vulnerability to say, I'm not okay. And yes, it's scary. Yes, it's vulnerable, but it's also freeing. Because when you're authentic, you attract people who love you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. You build relationships based on truth, not performance. And that's worth every moment of discomfort. So here's the truth. Being easy to deal with isn't a virtue, it's a prison. And the cost of that prison is you. Your time, your energy, your health, your happiness, your sense of self. And you deserve more than that. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to exist without apology. So stop paying the cost. Stop making yourself easy to deal with. Start making yourself a priority. Because the world doesn't need more people pleasers. It needs more people who are unapologetically, authentically themselves. And that starts with you. It starts with the next time someone asks for too much. The next time you feel that familiar pull to say yes when you mean no. The next time you're tempted to shrink to make others comfortable. That's your moment. That's your chance to choose differently, to choose yourself. And it won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because the cost of being easy to deal with, it's too high. And you're too valuable to keep paying it.